Hey everyone, Sumba here, and welcome to my new series using my Warhammer mod for Dominion 6. I'm playing in a multiplayer game called The Slowest War with a bunch of other YouTubers and Dominions players. I think pretty much everyone's got a YouTube channel who's playing in this game. I'm going to be playing as Middenheim. We're using all Warhammer nations. And I don't imagine I'm going to do terribly well because the other people in the game are quite a bit more experienced and tend to take the game a bit more seriously than me, but we'll see how I do. I don't have a lot of time for this this first video, so I'm going to introduce things about the game as we go through, in later turns, further videos. So let's just see where we are with Middenheim. In the beginning there was chaos, now the wheel has turned once again. My god is called RFK Jr. feasting on roadkill. Let's have a look. So we are on a map nuke map, so it should be kind of balanced. And why have we started out with these? Oh, we've got the better research mod on, so we can choose what our research is, I guess. I didn't realize that. So let's do that first. I am going to be recruiting a fair number of mages. Middenheim's favored mage is the Amber Wizard, so I want to be using Nature Magic. Nature Magic's not incredible early on, and we are kind of worried about people rushing us. I have a god who is sleeping. When he wakes up, we will have a bless, which gives us unholy weapons, which is good for dealing with the very strong sacred from other people using our wolf brothers. Here they are, the wolfkin. So yeah, these guys are going to be good because they've got 2 attacks and they're cheap. So we will be recruiting these, but they're not really going to be particularly strong until the unholy weapons comes on, and they're really just to defend us from enemy sacreds. We're going to be relying on the knights, I think, for a lot of our expansion and early wars, possibly in defending us. So research and mage recruitment wise, I think our discounted mage is the Amber Wizard. The Jade Wizard we have a little bit of a discount with, but mostly it's the Amber Wizard. We've got not terribly expensive Bright and Grey Wizard, so we could go for Glamour Nature spells early on. I think I am going to be using Amber Wizards early, but at first I'm going to be saving up some money so that I can buy the tribute to the White Wolves and get all of these lovely cavalry. So that's my plan early on. Research-wise, something with some good early nature spells. Let's have a quick look. Enlarge and Bark Skin is early stuff. It's good to have. Group Bark Skin, pretty decent on humans with good armor, which we're going to have. So yeah, let's just go with Alteration. We're not going to overthink it. Grab some Alteration and we're going to be getting some mages going with that. We want a prophet. I'm going to say Matthias is going to be my prophet, so we're going to name our prophets in light of recent news. Mine is going to be called Health Insurance CEO Futures. And yep, he is going to be my prophet. I'm going to send out my scout. So we want to get resources early to help with our high resource cost guys. So we want to be taking over Faircliff and Feral Woods. They're kind of a priority for us. What can we help our expansion with? We do like Wolfkin and they are resource cheap, which is good. We're going to want lots of them eventually. And I guess Middenheim has pretty great swordsmen. Their swordsmen have slightly more strength and hit points than other Empire nations because they're more into their fighting. And I think I'll give them a warrior priest because if I remember correctly, my warrior priests. Yeah, I'm not sure I can show it here, but I believe my warrior priests get if I'm remembering right, a spell that Battle Furies up my soul just to give them extra attack and stuff. So we're going to get a warrior priest, and it's interesting to do so anyway. Our starting army: 15 spearmen, not very good; 15 archers, not very good. But we'll throw in some swordsmen. Oh, did we run out of? Oh yeah, because I used the holy point warrior priest. Can we afford anything else? Some hunting hounds are good for lance catching. So let's get some hunting hounds. And they've actually got okay stats. They can do a bit of fighting. It's not terrible. Alright, I think that'll be it for my turn 1, unless are there any mercenaries available. Do you want to buy some monkey mercenaries? Do monkeys get along with Middenheimers? It's certainly alliterative. I'm going to throw a basic bid on the monkeys, and we'll just see how we do. So that's everything for turn 1, and I will catch you in the next turn. Okay, turn 2. So we've got 2 levels in Alteration, which we were doing because we've got nature mages and we weren't really sure we wanted to research, but there's some bark skin stuff we can do with that. And then we've got the Proclamations of the Prophets. So apparently there was a kind of songs and rock bands and rock songs theme, which I just completely missed on. So a lot of these are going to be rock band themed. Ronnie Dio and the Prophets, the Glade Captain. The Prophet of Elf, She Who Stole the Fire. Nehekhara, Johnny Rotten Bones of Slevin, Prince of Ashes. Bretonnia has Slapping Sounds, the Prophet of Thy Juicy Cheeks and the Clappeth. Karaz-a-Karak has Runiv Mix of Kidzin Smith, the Mithril Zeppelin. Or Zappelin. So some Iron Zeppelin reference there. Black Crag has Scabfang of Da Biggest, Da Greenest, Da Best. The Bone Nose tribe has Bony Blah of Gazkol Thraka. I, of course, have Health Insurance CEO Futures of the Prophet of RFK Jr. Feasting on Roadkill. Itza have the Slan Tolls for Thee as the Prophet of For Whom the Slan Tolls. Khorne has Kill and Maim All Night from Kiss, the Knights in the Stanley Service. And Tzeentch has Paul, the Marauder Chieftain of Wings. So yeah, Paul, member of Wings. And Naggarond, Fear the Dark of Iron Maiden. There's some nice prophet names there. So we have surrounding us, we've got a wolf tribe here, we've got wolf tribe there, we've got wolf tribe there, so 3 lots of wolf tribe. We've got heavy infantry, heavy cavalry, not really a priority taking that on. We've got in the forests jaguar tribe. So I'm going to go for the jaguar tribe. These are the 2 provinces I want to get first, the forest and the highlands, to get resources going, and then we'll just pick what we're doing. My forces consist of a bunch of state spearmen and state swordsmen. They are Middenheimers. They are slightly better than normal, a little bit extra hit points and things. The swordsmen are pretty decent troops, to be honest. So we've got them on attack closest. Behind them, we've got a line of archers, only 15 of them spread out. So we've not got a very strong force here. But we do have Ulric's Fury being cast. Ulric's Fury does the same thing as Battle Fury, but a large AoE, slightly more fatigue, and the priests can cast it from the get-go. So if we look up Battle Fury, which is in Alteration, I want to say. I'm wrong. It's in Thaumaturgy. Battle Fury is +2 attack, +2 morale. So pretty nice on low-level troops, just to give them an extra attack. They can get the repels in on spearmen and so on, so we go with that. To be honest, I could give them more time to get the Battle Fury or Ulric's Fury on all of these guys. I could tell them to hold an attack. If I did that, I would probably want to put my archers back and put my Prophet up the front, and we'll go Divine Blessing. We'll do a couple of extra Ulric's Furies, and then we'll do Claim Lives. In fact, we'll change one of those to a Sound of Courage. Just buff up our front line. So they're going to hold an attack now. And they're all just going to be chucking slingshots at us. I'm not really worried about that being a big problem for these guys, although he's only got an Iron Cap for head defense. Maybe just put him back one step. And then we've got our Wolfkin on hold attack rear. They're not great against slingers, but hopefully they're not going to get shot at. And we've got some dogs who are just going to basically get murdered probably, but they can be a useful distraction. So we can send them charging along the flank. And hopefully that'll do the trick. If it doesn't, oh well. This turn we are recruiting A Wolf Father. So Wolf Fathers are nice to get because they're only one command point. They've got 50 leadership and they're priest level 1, so they're good for just moving around and doing priest stuff. They're stealthy and so on, so they're good for leading Wolfkin later on. We're always going to recruit some Wolfkin wherever we can. And then because we've got basically no resources, we're just recruiting a load of free infantrymen who are pretty decent light infantry. They hit hard with the short sword and axe. You know, we don't have the turmoil discount, but that's okay. And then we're getting some hunting hounds. We're also getting a scout just as we've got command point free. We're trying to save up our gold at the moment, and we will be getting, as soon as we can, one of these tributes. In fact, we're probably not that far off getting the tribute to the Knights of Moor. You do get 11 knights. How far are we off getting that? I'm just going to delete this recruitment. Oh, look at that. Am I going to completely change my plan and just do a tribute to the Knights of Moor? I think I will, just because it's fun. So we'll do that. Then we'll get some Wolfkin, and we've got leftover resources. So we'll get 2 Wolfkin and then a Spearman and a free infantry. Just some rubbish. We could do that, or we could get. He comes with a commander. We don't have any light cavalry as Middenheim. It's just not an option for us. Where can we dump our resources? We can get 1 Teutogan guard. I think I probably just want to get as many Wolfkin as I can and not to worry too much about the resources, perhaps. Well, 32 resources. Can't quite get a great sword, that's a shame. Let's get 1 swordsman, that's fine. Yeah, so that's what we're going to go with this turn. No more research happening, obviously. Anything else I want to cover in this turn? Oh yes, the mods that are turned on. I should show you those. So if we go to view active mods, we've got gem longevity per month. That's that multiple battles can use the same set of gems that have been given to a caster, so we can't gem burn you in a single by like magic attacking you. Improved casting AI. Yep, that's fairly explanatory, self-explanatory. That's Lucid's mod to make mages cast better things when they're off script. Lucid's thematic gem gen. I don't know very much about those gem gens, but I guess I'll use them. Apparently they're quite strong. They're just items you forge that gives you temporary gems more often. Rebirth and repopulate the dead are to do with bringing back provinces that have been emptied. I'm not really sure they're going to be relevant ever. And then Somber Warhammers on and Trusty Research is why we got those wisps at the start, so we get to choose our research. So that is the mods. Maybe next turn I'll introduce all the players who are playing the various different nations and run through those. But that's it for this turn. Okay, turn 3. See how our expansion went. Battle in Feral Woods. So we've got our Wolfkin, Archers, Dogs, and our block of infantry. They're getting Ulrich's Fury cast to them, and they are against Jaguar Tribe. Unfortunately, in this battle, the Jaguar Tribe have decided to target my Wolfkin, so they're going to get pelted with slingshots and take a bunch of casualties. So that kind of sucks. This is a little bit loud. I'm just going to turn the volume down on this slightly. Just tweak it down a little bit. So the dogs charged in, did a few casualties, got routed, and our infantry are in. Our Wolfkin are just getting shot up. Archer's not doing very much. But these guys with Battle Fury, so that one doesn't have it. Who has Battle Fury? This guy has. Extra 2 attack makes quite a big difference to a basic spearman. The Wolfkin do get a little bit of damage in. Nothing very important. And we rout those slingers. So overall, you know, not a great expansion in that we lost a couple of spearmen and 3 Wolfkins, but we take our first province. It gives us some resources. We also sent a scout to poke here, and they've got 30 Wolf Tribe Archers, 26 Warriors, so that one's relatively soft. We've got a Skull Mentor in our base. It would be nice to have a researcher to use that. This turn we are recruiting. So the first thing to note is that go back to the messages. We did get our tribute, so we've got the Silver Skull and the Knights of Moor. These guys are cool. They have the Sword of Moor, which raises things to soulless. They don't have lances, but they've got all the traditional really high protection from having the Empire full plate and so on. They're really tough. So I've taken those, given a couple of them on Guard Commander with the Silver Skull, and they're just going to go in and beat some ass. They are going to help take Faircliff with these troops here. So I'm going to send this priest back with the Wolfkin because we need leaders back here. We're going to go and take Faircliff, which has got those Wolf Tribe and not actually very many Wolf Tribe. We're going to poke this province to find out how many Wolf Tribe are here. And this turn we're going to recruit more Wolfkin. We're going to keep doing that, and free infantrymen. This is all just low resource stuff, so we can spend our gold up. But free infantrymen have the same combat speed as Wolfkin, so you can put them together. And they make okay sort of hard-hitting, blender units, I believe people call them, because they have short sword and axe and broadsword and axe. So lots of attacks, relatively high damage, but very low protection. We're going to hire another Wolf Father because they're useful leadership units and Holy One. And we're going to get a scout. This is partly just because I don't want to spend too many resources and I don't really have the gold for the mage at the moment. But we should get our gold cranking along soon. And then over in Feral Woods, we're recruiting a state captain and some free infantrymen. I'm just going to have this guy hoover around getting more free infantrymen and things from these provinces. Pretty simple one. The other thing I wanted to do in this turn is just go through who is actually in this game, the Pretenders of the World, and just mention who's running each of these nations. So I'm just going to go quickly look at the Discord to get that info. Bear with me for a moment. So we have got Khorne, that is being run by Zan and Toldi in a kind of Hydra. Itza, the Lizardman, that's the false god. The Dwarfs, Karaz-a-Karak, are being run by Kidzin. Bretonnia is Ballin and Gripper for life. Skavenblight is being run by the adorable LulusSnugglebun. Tzeentch is being piloted by TheDistantHorizon, quite popular streamer. Black Crag is being run by ChazzyBurger, famous for his orc impressions. Bone Nose Tribe is being run by Stonetroll, who I believe I remember the name from competing in one of the Dominion's kind of tournaments that Lucid organised. Naggarond, the Dark Elves, are being piloted by DarkSideCookies. And Nehekhara is being run by the only person in this game who doesn't have a YouTube channel, I think. Oh no, there's also iFlyte, the person who's hosting it. But yeah, Nehekhara of the Tomb Kings is LookingForOwls. And the Wood Elves, Athel, Loren, that's iFlyte, who is the person organising the game. There they all are. Right, so I'll see you in the next turn. Okay, turn number 4. Skavenblight has named their prophet Rattigan. The prophet of Rattigan, the greatest mouse. That's Mickey Mouse. There was a battle in the Sens. Oh, this is just us probing with the scout. So we see that there are 59 Wolf Tribe archers, there's 4 Wolf Tribe warriors, so Ascends is a bit tougher than the other Wolf Tribe one. And then we've got Faircliff, our expansion party. So here, what we're expecting is that our Knights of Moor are going to absolutely annihilate the rear. Our troops in the middle are not going to do very much, and the rest of our troops are not going to do very much. It's basically, they're there to just, in case something goes horribly wrong. But they're not very needed. And I made a mistake with the positioning of my my priest of Ulrich, and he is here when he should have been going back to the capital with some Wolfkin. So I'm not quite sure how I managed to do that, but he ended up in the wrong place. Anyway, the Knights of Moor are going to crash in at the back, the Wolf Tribe Warriors are going to get chopped up at the front, and this is going to be a very easy fight. You will notice they're turning them into soulless because of their special Sword of Moor attack, and that means that there's they overcome the kind of number disadvantages they have. So they're absolutely crazy effective at just chopping up indies like that. So we take Faircliff, we take Feral Woods. This is a Wolf Tribe province, of course. So I'm moving my forces from Faircliff. So I'm moving Bernard, who was always supposed to be back. In fact, where were these guys? These Holden Sack Prayer guys? Well, anyway, I'm putting them on Guard Commander, and I'm going to send him back where we were supposed to go last time, to Middenheim. I must have misclicked and sent him to the wrong place. And we're going to attack Anicia, which is more Wolf Tribe. So same trick, but I think slightly more Wolf Tribe this time. Going to send our state captain back, so we're going to gather them in Middenheim, and then we're going to go and take Follenberg and Ascends next turn. We are recruiting more wolfkin, more dogs, more free infantrymen. So one of the reasons I recruited a Wolffather the previous turn was that they are Beastmasters. Beastmaster 2, so they do give bonus morale to the dogs, which is quite nice. And these dogs are useful for catching the lances of those heavy cavalry. So we're going to have a force easily capable of beating heavy cavalry. We're going to have plenty of hard-hitting guys, and we'll go and roll over them. We're recruiting more. We're just spending all of our resources up wherever we can. All of our recruitment points here, so we could possibly spend some more because we've got resources to spare. Let's have a couple of halberdiers. Yeah, that's better. And then Rugen's moving these guys in. Do we have any? So we can get scouts. I'll just put those on repeat recruitment, so we've got plenty of scouts. We won't have to make any more. So I'm moving one set of scouts to check where the heavy cavalry are positionally in Foldenburg, and the other one's going to go off and explore up north and maybe look at the caves, because that's fun to do. We haven't run into anyone yet, but our expansion's not going terribly fast, you know. But now we've got those resources going, we should be able to crank out some of the more powerful and resource-intensive troops that Middenheim has. Something we're going to need is the ability to just hit very hard against enemy sacreds, and I think that we'll be wanting to crank out Order Knights, but you can see they're super expensive in terms of resources, 71 resources per Order Knight, so we really do need to get our cap circle chopped up as quick as possible. I'm noticing there's caves here, caverns of gold. Well, that's very enticing, isn't it? Maybe I should send this scout instead of up there. Maybe let's send him to the caverns of gold and see if there's some beautiful gold to be dug up there. So that's everything for turn. What are we on? Turn 4? Yeah. So I think there might be one more turn in this video or a couple more turns. The first video I do, so I'll catch you in the next turn. Turn number 5. So we have a battle in Nehekhara. This is our Knights of Moor expansion. So we've got our Knights of Moor with their chapter master there. We've got a block of infantry and some archers. Very simple stuff. And we're just up against a ton of wolf tribe. Are they wolf tribe? Yeah, wolf tribe. So we're going to take some casualties from the bowfire possibly, but the Knights of Moor are very, very effective against kind of low quality indie troops. You can see the breath there, the breath attack from the Silver Skull. He can breathe out of his skull. And all of these attacks turn them into soulless when they kill them, which is great to distract the enemy, keep your troops alive. This is the only place where we could take some damage, really, is this Barbarian Chief. They can be quite nasty. And we have Berserked him, which means, you know, attack skill 14 and he hits for 29 damage. It's no joke. And he does chop one of them. He chops an item more, but he doesn't do a deflection. So let's just speed this up. And you can see the Knights of Moor is just overwhelming against archers and light infantry. Pretty easy win. What did we lose? A spearman, a swordsman, and an archer. Fine. You can see the archer's really not very effective at killing things there. There's a small number of them, but they're good at wounding things. And then in Foldenburg, our scout sees that there are only 4 heavy cavalry and 18 heavy infantry. This is very easily defeatable. So I'm sending a force in here, which consists of a load of free infantry with a couple of other bits of infantry. There's dogs at the front, which I put in front of where the heavy cavalry are. They're just to absorb the lances, really. And then we've got these sacred on attack rear. Really just maybe going to get some experience stars on them or something. And we're blessing them up and putting a bit of Ulrich's Fury on them. Very simple stuff. Should be an easy win there. And then Nehekhara, we're moving those troops in against more wolf tribes. This is a bigger province of wolf tribe. I think there's around 90 in total. But this force is pretty strong. They've got experience stars now. I have no doubt that the Knights of Moor are going to put a beating on them. I think it's a good plan for the Empire, even though it's an expensive investment, is just to get the knightly orders cracking as soon as you can, because they're so effective at killing without taking casualties. And they're quite decent in the first war as well, protecting you against tough enemies. You can see I recruited an Amber Wizard, and I've thrown the Skull Mentor that we got from that lucky event on him. So we've started researching, and we're just going to continue our research into Alteration. We're going to go for Barkskin and at the next level, Group Barkskin. Group Barkskin's a very effective one in the Empire because they've got lots of basic troops who have plate cuirasses, things like that. It pushes their protection up into kind of heavy infantry levels, so pretty effective on them and good on the knights as well. And Amber Wizards are the thing we're going to keep recruiting. We're going to get another one of them. We're going to get some crossbowmen, more of our sacreds, and then more just free infantry and stuff. Just as much as we can get with our resources and recruitment points available to us. And then over here we are recruiting another state captain, just a couple of spearmen. He's going to pick those up and move over to Middenheim because I need some more commanders just moving troops around. Being quite what's the word? Luxurious by sending 3 commanders leading this group here, but it's useful just to have the priest's blessing and casting battle fury and so on. It's tempting early on to not get Amber Wizards and to get more warrior priests just to have the Fury of Ildric available, but they do cost 26 resources. I would like to get my research going and to have the mages there because I'm going to need them to defend myself and give myself a chance if the more powerful stuff like enemy sacreds and things starts knocking on my door soon. Anyway, that's it for this turn, so I will see you in the next turn. Turn number 6. So we've got a battle in Foldenburg. Sorry for that spoiler there, clicked the wrong thing. This is our force of free infantry, some hounds, and wolfkin, with priests against some heavy infantry and some heavy cavalry. I thought the heavy cavalry would charge forward here and end up hitting my hounds, but they have completely gone the other way and are going to hit my wolfkin, which is the worst thing that could happen, really, apart from just going out the middle and killing my commanders. Now, the wolfkin will kill them, but I'll definitely lose a bunch of wolfkin. You can see the wolfkin chop them up pretty effectively. And our dogs, meanwhile, are going to lose a fight with the heavy infantry, but maybe do a bit of damage first. And then my free infantry will beat the heavy infantry with weight of numbers and attacks. We'll just chop them up. Pretty predictable. So the dogs rout. The wolfkin do a good job killing the heavy cavalry, but I lose a bunch of them. But, you know, they're not that expensive per wolfkin. It's just a shame to lose them to something so silly. So, not ideal. 14 hunting hounds, whatever. 4 free infantrymen, whatever. 5 wolfkin. That's not so good. That's like a turn's worth of wolfkin, so not a good thing to lose to those. But we take the province, it's fine. And then in ascends, we have our more reliable force of our Knight of Moor, some infantry who by now have in a bit of a mess with afflictions and things, but they have experience. And then we've got our archers as well, and our prophets there. And they are up against a fairly big squad of wolf tribe, as I mentioned before. It's like 90 of them. So I'm expecting these guys to do all the heavy lifting here. Ooh, nasty. Look at that. Wow. We look at his log. So he hits the warhorse for 23 points of damage. 29 damage plus 12 against protection roll 20 plus 3. Blam. And then he just slashes it, just cuts the horse in half. Greer Clegane style. And gets killed. So I have lost one of my tribute there, that sucks. I can't re-recruit him because I don't have their chapter house set up in my capital. And then the rest of them are moving into the archers. Over here, these guys actually reached my back line, but they routed. Too many injuries, and they just routed. So let's just zoom that along. The Knights of Moor just destroy the back line, and that's that battle done with. So what did we lose there? We lost a State Swordsman, that's not great. A State Spearman, a Knight of Moor, that's the bad thing. 2 archers, doesn't matter. The Grandmaster got some more kills. Interesting. So this turn we have found 2 other nations. We have found Itza, the Lizardmen, who are piloted by, as a reminder, I'll just go and check. They are piloted by... I should remember this. The False God, very nice YouTuber. And the Orcs, Black Crag, are ChazzyBurger, another fine YouTuber of the Dominion series. So, I think I'm going to try and roleplay to some extent, so maybe we'll try and make nice with the Lizardmen here, and maybe not really expect any friendly relationships with the Orcs. But for now, I'm just gonna. I don't think I'm gonna get into diplomatic context. There's not a huge reason for me to. If I were playing it very seriously, it'd be like coordinating. Oh, you have this province, I have that province. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep a wary eye on them. Maybe talk to the Lisbon, and we're going to go and take this province here. So this is Atavi archers and Atavi infantry. Nice forest province. We're going to go and take that. I think our Knights of Moor should be more than capable of dealing with that. Maybe we'll take a casualty, not sure. And then our force of free infantry and so on are going to attack into militias, archers, and light infantry. So pretty weak province. Archers and light infantry actually can kill the free infantry pretty effectively because projectiles are pretty great against them. They have 9 protection, but we've got enough of them. They're in a big long line. We're going to chop up everyone in front of us. In fact, I might double line those. And we've got our Wolfkin who are on attack rear. Hopefully our Wolfkin won't get pelted with projectiles this time. Maybe to make that even less likely, I'm going to put them off to the side and much further back. But yeah, I'm expecting to just win there. In Middenheim, we are recruiting another Amber Wizard. We're just doing one of those a turn at the moment. And I'm going to recruit because I want to save up a bit of gold this turn, so that next turn we might be able to afford the Tribute to the Winter Throne or the Tribute to the White Wolves. Either of those would be really great to get. I want to get all my tributes up at some point, and getting those around now would be very helpful. I'm recruiting Wolfkin because Wolfkin are good to have in the bank, as are my Sacreds. And then I'm recruiting Teutogian Guard because they're a good use of resources. So Teutogian Guard are fairly elite human infantry, higher gold cost, better stats and everything. Very nice protection because they have Empire full plate. And then they have Middenhammers, which are two-handed, hard-hitting with a charge bonus, blunt weapons. So yeah, having a core of Teutogian Guard would be very useful for dealing with various things. Things with fairly high protection they can deal with. They can't deal with super high protection, but they can hit pretty hard and they've got good stats and they're very tough. So having those would be good. They're also one of the iconic units of Middenheim, so I'd like to recruit them. So that's the plan this turn, and I will see you. Oh wait, there is one more thing actually before I say bye. I'm now down in the caverns here, so I've got High Road to Palace down here in the Caverns of Gold, the Scout, and he is going to move into some of the dark, so we can see some nice, actually quite nice looking, I think, compared to. I don't like the overland graphics so much, particularly like the quite garish looking farmland. I'm not a big fan of in Map Nuke, but I think these underground cave province looking things are actually pretty nice. Yeah, I wish these were just like a little bit more subtle, the difference between the different provinces. It's a bit too stark, especially the farm provinces look strange to me. Anyway, that's your lot for this turn. Catch you next time. It is turn number 7. See how our expansion went. So we've got a battle in Yickbalor. This is our set of Wolfkin and free infantry. And my main concern in this battle was that the javelins and arrows would cause a rout in our free infantry. So we'll see. We've got a lot of offensive firepower, but we have pretty fragile units. So javelins are doing a lot of damage. Free infantry are going to chop up those militia very easily. And then Wolfkin are coming around the side. Problem here will be if the free infantry rout, which, you know, they don't have the best morale. If they do rout, then the Wolfkin are going to get shot up because they're a little bit too far back. So the militia are dead. They took longer to rout than I was expecting. Light infantry have been defeated. Free infantry and Wolfkin now attacking back here, these archers. Let's roll along. Okay, problem. Free infantry have routed. They have a clear line to the archers, but they routed, and the Wolfkin at this range are just getting shot to pieces by the archers. They don't have the protection to hang out attacking archers like that. And annoyingly, this enemy commander has killed 2 Wolfkin on his own without being hit. That's very annoying. Well, so we've lost this one, but they've got barely anything left, so we'll just walk straight back in and take it. It's fine. Wolfkin showing that they are not very good. Free infantrymen just lacking the morale there. 3 Pine Grove. A little bit of infantry, and then we've got our main expansion force at the moment, which is our Knights of Moor. And these monkeys should be no issue whatsoever, really. None of these projectiles are of any consequence to the knights. So they'll just roll over them all, rout those infantry. And with the infantry routed... Oh, the archers are routed as well, so very low morale, these monkeys. Unexpected event, this is great. Yeah, 855 gold, lovely. We're going to be building definitely another knightly order off that, and that will go towards some other things. And then we get some unrest, so we'll have to patrol that out. So let's look at our recruitment first. So I'm recruiting some Order Knights and some more Wolfkin. I'm just always going to get Wolfkin, so I've got a stockpile, because they keep dying as well. We're buying the quite expensive tributes to the White Wolves at 1,000 gold and quite a few resources. And that's going to give us the Knights of the White Wolf, and we'll supplement them with those 3 new Order Knights. So that'll be a very powerful little force there. We have our troops moving out. So we've got some dogs patrolling. They are pretty decent patrollers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they're not bad. So we've got a little bit of patrol to get that unrest away. And then we're taking our Teuton Guard and Teutogen rather, and we're taking some state infantry, and then a big chunk of free infantry and Wolfkin and some crossbowmen. So a pretty decent force there from Hertwig. They're going to go out this side and try and take over these provinces. I've had a talk with the Lizardmen, and we're on peaceful terms at the moment. We're not going to fight over territory, so that's good. We are keeping our eye out for the Orcs, of course, which are over here. Down here, we're going to re-attack Yickbalor. Most of our guys still together, so that's fine. We'll just go and knock over those archers. And then after that, I don't know that they'll be tough enough to expand anywhere, but it's a start. Do we have anywhere with good resources? Not really. I mean, this Foldenberg, perhaps. We could recruit a state captain here and start cranking out some more guys. We can't get very many, though. Yeah, it's not the most tempting. The trouble with state captains is they require so many resources. 29 is fairly steep for a commander. We do have big resource costs in general. Over in Three Pine Grove, we've obviously got our cavalry and guys. We're going to go and attack Aramark, which consists of heavy cavalry, heavy infantry. But I remember not very many heavy cavalry up there. So we're just going to send our lads in. So they're going to take the charge with these archers, actually, because they're fairly expendable. And then we're going to chop them up with our cavalry and infantry. So we've got Claim Life being fired off, which is good against enemy cavalry. So we should be able to take an remark, an unkind remark. And then we're just recruiting. Yeah, we're not getting MAs this turn. We're researching same stuff as before. So that's that for this turn, and I will see you next turn. Turn number 8, and this will be the last turn in this first video. So, expansion into Yickbalor. A handful of free company. Oh, this is where we'd previously beaten up this province, and it's just the archers left. So, second attempt on this. We might lose a couple of troops to the archers. We've got one bleeding already. But, should be a fairly easy win. Chop them up. Lovely. What do we lose? A Wolfkin and a free infantryman. Wolfkin was so fragile. And remark. We've some archers and infantry and our knights. So the idea here is that our archers are going to take the charge from these guys. They'll get pretty much wiped out, but their lance charges will be taken away, and then my cavalry has superior quality to their cavalry. See, the stat difference is significant. It looks like these archers are not going to get hit, so they're not going to completely take the lance charges. So we'll probably lose some stuff here to these lance charges. That's okay. We've got our prophet here, and he's smiting away, and that's pretty effective against indie cavalry. Nice work from the... Oh, he took a nasty hit there. He must have got hit with a lance at some point. Why does he... Oh, because the warhorse got injured. He's got a diseased warhorse, Grandmaster. That sucks. But yeah, the knights are sufficient to beat their knights up and their heavy cavalry up and then rout their heavy infantry, so that's good. What did we lose? One of our knights more, that's a shame. A state spearman, 4 archers, whatever. Knight White Wolf has joined us now. That's the main one for Middenheim, their main knightly order. They're really good, and I'll show you those in a moment. And we get Rain Vault cards to lead them. And then we've got +10 defense in Anasia. That's good. That's the province there. And we've got luck +1 in Middenheim, also good. And then to go with our luck, we get our multi-hero turn up, our first multi-hero, Jurgen the Jade Wizard Lord. So that's cool. Let's have a quick look here. So he has got 2 air, 2 water, 2 nature, so very good sight searcher, 1 priest, which is nice. He is a healer, very useful, and rides on an elven steed. So yeah, very, very strong unit to have. I'm just going to have him research for now. So we have discovered... Oh, we also got a scout report of a battle over there, do we? Yes. The greenskins attacking some indies. So we've got some goblins and barbarians at the back, and a handful of orc boys and big uns there. This is probably their starting force, judging by their experience they've got. Can get promoted to a big un. And then we've got their war boys, so we can see their blessing is +1 morale, +4 strength, pretty significant, and heroism +175. So these guys are going to hit like an absolute truck when they go berserk. They're going to be ridiculous. And we've got their prophet here, Bony Blah. So I believe this is Chazzy is playing as the Orcs. You can see he's not really got the highest quality troops here, but they're very effective. The basic Orc troops are very good, and then they've got these experienced stars. You know, these are good stats we're looking at, and they're very tough. And having recuperation helps them during expansion to get rid of their injuries and then stay alive and, you know, not die from being crippled or limped. Those afflictions. So yeah, it can be very helpful for expanders. So here's one that's berserked, and you can see he hits for 228 damage attacks. Very nasty indeed. So I am probably most likely to get into a war with the Orcs and Goblins, thematically speaking. We've got the Dwarfs surrounding us up here, so this is obviously their capital. We found Karaz-a-Karak. We have not found the capital of the Orcs over here, and it looks like they've most likely gone underground there, the Dwarfs. Yeah, I've not done really great on expansion. We've also got Tzeentch to the south with a pretty big army of marauders. If people decide to attack me, I could be in trouble, but we've got good money, so this turn I am recruiting a tribute to the Knights Panther, so we're going to get the Knights Panther order as well, and more Wolfkin, Teutogen Guard, an extra order knight, just a handful of different bits and pieces. We are sending our Rainvault card on his Giant Wolf and his Knights of the White Wolf with their Middenhammers. This is a charge bonus 2-handed weapon, so it's really nasty. Good damage there. And just really good stats, generally speaking. The White Wolf Knights are really good. So I'm sending them off with some doggies. The doggies are going with them in order to be lance catchers against these militia knights and longbowmen. Although they're also joining up with this force here of free infantrymen, so maybe they can be the lance catchers and we can leave the dogs behind to do some patrolling. Yeah, I think that might actually be better, so I'll give them to them. So then we're just going to finish patrolling this unrest down. Having unrest in your capital really sucks, so I want to get rid of that. Yeah, so we're going to attack with this force here, Hertwig's force. He has got sleeve full up, so he can't take everyone that's here. But we've got some archers and crossbowmen. We've got Wolfkin and free infantry, and we've got Teutogen Guards. A pretty strong force. We're going to send those down, and I doubt that the Orcs will attack into Barguloth, but we want to take that because that's an entrance to the caverns then, which would be really good for us. So we're going to take Barguloth over, and maybe go for Brightwoods. In Yickbalor, these troops are pretty beaten up. They could wait there, and then we could go and take Brightwoods with the help of these troops. I'm a bit concerned that they might get attacked by this Tzeentch force, and I don't really have the cash to be throwing on province defense, so I'm just going to move them back for now. Yeah, and we'll see if Tzeentch just goes running at us, which Chaos can sometimes do because they're very strong early. And I would prefer to have my knightly orders ready to fight them and avoid the casualties. So yeah, just taking a province there, and not really in a position to take any other indie provinces this turn, but I want to have more forces over here so I can go for these if the orcs are not capable of taking them. Particularly that one's going to be a tough one for them taking. That would give us access to this throne over here. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in two minds because I could keep them there and go for Brightwoods next turn, combining with this force. It's just that even with those two forces combined, they're not terribly strong. Our more powerful force is the knightly orders, which are all kind of in this central line here. Anyway, these guys are going to go south. I've spoken to the lizardmen, but I haven't spoken to the dwarfs, the orcs, or the forces of Tzeentch yet. But I will probably speak to the dwarfs and suggest an alliance because Middenheim is a friend to the dwarf. In fact, Middenheim, I think they get Imperial dwarfs, don't they? But maybe only if you have a mountain fort. Let me look at my own national overview. See, I sometimes just can't remember my own mod nations. Imperial dwarfs only in Highland and mountain forts, yeah. So we do get our own dwarfs, but they're really good. But we would need to take over a mountain province and fort it to do that. And we have highlands there, so we could build a fort in Faircliff, possibly. We get some Stonegrave Mountains. Actually, Bargaloth would be a great place for a fort, really. Guard that cave entrance. Anyway, our scouts are scouting. I'm going to go and have a look at that throne, I guess. Or maybe I'll just move here and have a look at the size of the Orcish Empire. And that's it for now. So I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.